No time to lose.
Hello? Curious, curious, curious and curious. Oh, I spelled notification right. First try. Anywho, salutation though. Zorway here. Bringing you some more Genshin Impact. Last time, for quite a bit, you could only hear me. And then we did other things, which I was thankfully got the sound effect working.
This place is pretty dead.
Ah.
By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Dun, dun. Wait, skip alert. No, do not skip alerts. They are not skipped. Do not disturb is not on. Yes, it is.
I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to. Plotting and scheming on an ever grander scale, no doubt.
Hot second, working behind the scenes, trying to figure out some things. Authorized apps. Connections. It is connection. Connected to connections. I am pro. Okay, Twitch is connected to Discord, but is Discord connected to Twitch? Now that is a question that I don't know the answer to. That's not what I meant to do. Yo. IT.
This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
KSYT. He's alright. That's all they Twitch too. I shall give you something to look at. What am I doing? Buttons. Hello, work. There we go. Stare at tartar sauce. Let's see. Pigeons? Is that? Nope. Oh, good grief. Okay.
Where I'm from, if we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally.
There we go. Okay. Go here, here.
This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Yo. This
You know,
is...
there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well, standing here.
I'm sure. Maybe I should just drop you off in front of the hilly trolls. Let you handle it all by yourself. Goodness gracious, tartar sauce. Okay, so right here. Alright. It's roasty toasty.
Yeah.
Ad Ast. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Hmm.
This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Mondstadt welcomes
It's
you.
not that. How do I do?
You know, there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well, standing here.
I'm sure tartar sauce. Quick actions. Here. That's
This place is pretty dead.
oh.
By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Error. When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice. Can't you give me a better price? Better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're injured. When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice. Can't you give me a better price?
You know, there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well, standing here.
Anywho, I'm gonna say that this is a problem for another day. Oh, it is now tomorrow. Oh, this. Am I supposed to go from here? And not. Oh. Right.
Which should I choose? It's been getting quite busy recently. Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye. You're also here for Mondstadt's wine, aren't you? Which should I choose? Today's recommendation is the steak. Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
This place is pretty dead. By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Also here for Mondstadt's wine, aren't you?
And I'm tangled up in my bed set. Oh dear.
Yes, I'll host an exhibition at the
Coffee
Adventurers
bits.
Guild. It's been getting quite busy recently.
Alrighty, Rick.
There's a
Let's see, let's see. Right, elixirs and potions. See, it's not a story quest, so... Eh, alright.
Ancient
Then...
alchemy truly is fascinating.
Oh, done. Oh my goodness.
And a radish veggie soup.
Good.
Ancient alchemy truly is
Right,
fascinating.
now what I can do is over here. Yes, no, maybe so. I'm... Eh. I say. Alright, let's see what... I always thought his name was Thomas. Like, hello, Thomas. Oh, so close. Come on. Oh, Timaeus, right. Timaeus, you can do this. You're going to create your first smolder sheet elixir within 9 hours. What you doing? Why are you looking all serious? Oh, it's you two. It's been a while, hasn't it? Sorry, I'm currently trying to make smolder sleet elixir. I'll be occupying this crafting bench in the meantime, I'm afraid. Where's the elixir? Paimon's never heard that one before. It's a sort of mysterious medicine that has emerged of late. I only just discovered it, unexpectedly, in a certain academic tone. According to the author, the smolder seed elixir originates in Liyue and can cause the strength of its user to multiply. Yo. Its effects is unmatched as well. I believe that it must be the work of powerful alchemy. Everything's all connected. Music is running in the background. Sound is running in the background. Anywho, according to my estimations, my understanding of alchemy will advance by at least a decade if I'm able to synthesize this elixir. Ah, yes, studying one thing. It'll put you forward a whole decade. Decade, that's awesome. As long as the book is accurate, of course. So your estimations are on point. I trust him. I don't trust the book. Don't worry, the author of this book is a genuine genius. They've written all manner of acclaimed essays to boot. Alchemy is the most fascinating science. As we seek to uncover the techniques of the ancients, we are also consulting with the research of our contemporaries, constantly evolving and all manner of texts uncover what help they may be to good gracious words. So I seek out all manner of texts to uncover what they may be to uncover what help they may be to my study of alchemy. Oh my goodness, that was hard. Words. You're a really positive guy, huh, Timaeus? If you two could lend me a hand, I'm sure my research will be able to complete with ease. And produce results that Mr. Albedo will acknowledge. I might even be able to become his assistant and stick with him as his encampment permanently. Researching topics of even greater difficulty. But you say you help him out? Let's help him advance his academic career a little. Guess we're helping. Ah, thank you so much. I'll find an appropriate way to repay you for sure. Once I'm done synthesizing smolder elixir, you shall be the first to enjoy its miraculous effects. Believe you me. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. Goodness gracious. Maybe it's because I'm trying to talk. Words. Words do not want to happen. I'm gonna be stronger in a blink of an eye. No need to be so polite. Never mind, medicines are becoming stronger. Paimon just wants some good food. That's even easier. Once we finish this task, I'll provide you with the appropriate remuneration and invite you to a restaurant of your choice for a hearty meal. Ah, yes, the way to Pai's heart. Food. It seems that current techniques are inefficient to create this smolder sheet. The smolder elixir looks like we'll need the help of a specialist. Like Albatross? No, out of the question. Isn't the same as asking your exam protocol? What? Do you mean professor? Protocol. It would be the same as asking your exam professor for the answers. Mr. Albatross found out I couldn't even make a mess. Then it's all the more unlikely that he'll ever acknowledge me. You do have a point. What about asking Sugar? So the worst. Sugar is far beyond being her understanding of alchemy, yes, but her field of expertise is essentially unrelated to the smolder elixir. Also, she's usually very busy. I wouldn't want to disrupt her. Wait, doesn't that leave us without any options? Not exactly. Our help lies not in Mondstadt, but in Liyue. The text that I read mentions that the artifactor amidst quiet doors hides the scented wind in the harbor abides. The scented winds is synonymous with the south wind in Liyue, so this elixir artifactor who made our smolder elixir must be someone who lives in the southern area of Liyue Harbor. Consulting this artifactor then is our most effective solution. And so, would you two mind accompanying me to Liyue? I'm honestly not too familiar with the place. Regarding the meaning of that poem, share your conclusions? Of course. Please have faith in my analytic capabilities. Capabar. Liyue, huh? A long way out. Yes, I've heard that Liyue cuisine is delicious. Once this is over, we can just eat there. Great idea, Paimon-sen. Ah, yes, Paimon. She'll flip on a dime if you mention food. Better watch out, because Paimon's gonna eat every single signature dish at the Warming restaurant. You can't get enough of that's for sure. It sounds really expensive. You sure your research funds will hold, Thomas? Don't worry, compared to the fruits of my research, I mean, a little more is nothing compared to the favor I owe to the two of you for helping. Let's stop immediately.
Prosperous commercial party. I'll live to that.
Hmm,
And a radish.
I already feel bad. Okay. Right, this would be the southern area of Liyue. More of a southeastern area. But still, I suppose for our purposes, it's all the same. Let me look at the map. The southern part of Liyue Harbor is known as Kithu Rock, right? That's where we'll find our elixir artifactor, I'll wager. Well, here's Kithu Rock. Let's go have a look around. Kithu Rock? Is it that rock? Is that the Kithu Rock? That might be the Kithu Rock. Who are we speaking to? We are speaking to someone this way. We are speaking to a local adventurer. Adventurer. Hello there, do you know the elixir artifactor who lives around here? Elixir? What now? I never heard of such a person. Aren't the only big shot artisans called some aren't goodness gracious words! Aren't only big shot artisans called something fancy like an artifactor? I'm afraid someone of my station wouldn't know anyone like that. Huh, let's go ask someone else. Alright. Who do we ask next? Alright, a local guard. Sure, makes sense to me. Hoagie. Hey there, looking for Elixir Artifactor of Kithu Rock. Would you know where he lives? Sorry, but I'm not very familiar with the nicknames that my neighbors have. Only their proper recorded names. Perhaps you could ask Yinger from Scent of Spring? Oh, Yinger, the one chick. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. She's totally familiar with what's going on around her. Alright, the scent chick. Oh, so glad to see them finally on your mind. And you brought a friend, too. Here to keep me company, perhaps? Ah, fine. Paimon's got a funny feeling about this already. Actually, Miss Yinger, we're here to pay the Elixir Artifactor a visit. Do you know where we can find this person? Oh my. You've got your foot in another boat already, I see. Oh, I must admit, I'm a little disappointed. But I must say, it's a pleasant surprise that you're digging into my deepest secrets like this. Surprise? Secrets? Wait a minute. Does this mean that Miss Yearn is the Elixir Artifactor? Growing ever smarter, I see. How adorable. That's unexpected. To think that the Elixir Artifactor would be so young. Sure, the feeling is quite different from Mr. Albatross, but that's the same inscrutable aura. Ah, looking at your flustered faces, you must have some cares that need lifting. Come now, let's be direct, shall we? Everyone feels like the situation is about to take an unexpected turn. You and Docs explain the research. Ah, so this alchemist is doing research into this wonderful smolder elixir. I'm afraid that I'm about to disappoint you. The smolder elixir you seek is just an ancient perfume that is my specialty. It's nothing to do with alchemy. Ba-ba-da. Cancel. Phrase this. Oh yeah, I'm blinking. Nothing to need a perfume. Isn't that some sort of solid spice? But it's such a cool name. The book said it can make people stronger. I suspect that must be a result of the perfume's popularity. The ancient writers once emphasized the virtues of edification through immersion, and that is to say, human temperament and character can be affected by being seeped into aroma of lovely scents. Those who have used my ancient perfume to find themselves becoming magnetic, confident, their relationships, their relations ever improving, their careers ever climbing, and their sailing ever smooth. Why, it's almost as if they had truly used an Adepti elixir. As such, people gave that ancient perfume of mine a subtly poetic name before writing a simple poem to praise its efficiency. That's how it is. It can't be. Was the essay I read mistaken? Or was my understanding of the poem in error? Like, for example, this elixir is said to reinvoke the radiant dignity within. Doesn't that mean that it's capable of unlocking a person's inner power and potential, Miss Younger? Oh dear, actually, this phrase refers to a person's demeanor and temperament. What it really means is that the ancient perfume allows people to appear refreshed and radiant. Not that I blame you, of course. Poetry requires deep study and is quite different from the analysis of data and numbers. We are not meant to look at the words in isolation, but as a whole. Word by word analysis doesn't work in this case. But then, but that book mentioned the curious effects of this molder elixir. Honestly, I was less speechless as I read them. Titillating mysteries are fascinating things, like a lovely silhouette seen through a window screen. So too do books record street numbers. Street rumors require a certain artistic license. Ah, but I must say that really was high praise. How could this be? So let Paimon get this straight. In his reference material bragged about the perfume's effects, and then he misread the poem, resulting in him believing that Smolder's Lictor is some super powerful alchemy medicine? Yeah, I can't say I didn't come mentally prepared. Feels par for the course somehow. So in the end, my research was based on incorrect arguments. Ugh, I failed again. I did a ton of fruitless work to boot. Now, don't get so down. They do say that the path between mountains leads new trails, and even the withered wood shall sprout anew. Perhaps the ancient arts of producing perfume might give you a little inspiration to allow you to break through this final bottleneck in producing the medicine you desire. That's true. Things might have developed weirdly, but you did get pretty far using your own understanding, Timaeus. Since Miss Yinger has agreed to help, why not give it a go? Who knows? You might make some unexpected gains. Ah, you're right. Alchemy, too, is a deep science, and this isn't my first failure either. I've got to push through this. I can usually grasp what I'm reading. This is just a blip. Even if I can't produce some miracle medicine, improving the alchemical remedies we have currently is an accomplishment nonetheless. Miss Yinger, traveler, let's head to the nearest crafting bench. Alright, so the lovely Miss Yinger is the one who made it, and Thomas was just a little misinformed. Oh my goodness, coffee. Now, the making of ancient perfumes is quite the delicate process. Think of your movements as a lover's caress. Gently peel the bud open, remove the petals, and stack them with care. Thinner petals on top, thicker ones below, leaving appropriate gaps between each. Then mash them. Don't grip your mortar and pestle too tightly. Loose wrists, steady rhythm. Up and down, up and down. Wait until the petal sap has oozed out the base of your mortar and pestle are moist before speeding up. Miss Younger, I must say that your choice of words is most unique. Nonetheless, I understand what you mean. They know exactly what they're doing. The raw materials must be handled carefully and placed in the container in the right order. The timing of immersion into the base fluids must be precise so that we can better control the temperature. Creating alchemical potions of high quality also requires similarly strict controls. Ah, you're quite the bright spark, aren't you? But that's not all. The sublimation effect of certain perfumes must be given utmost care, as such subtle auxiliary materials, such as mint and star conch, must be added. This way, the perfume's scent will diffuse quickly, allowing everyone around to relax. But this effect cannot be too strong, or the perfume will not endure long. Subliminate, you say? I get it, actually. This aspect of making ancient perfumes is exactly what I'm looking for. Aerosol medicine can affect both the user and the environment, granting them more obvious effects than ordinary essential oils. Fine control over the sublimation speeds should allow agents to last longer than essential oils as well. Yes, this direction is very promising indeed. Now, there's no place in the academic mumbo jumbo for the likes of us, huh? We are here to get stuff for them. Try like, it smells great. Paimon feels refreshed and energized already. Really does perk you up. Pretty amazing. It's a success. I finally succeeded in combining ancient perfume making with alchemical agents. Thank you so much, Miss Yanger. If not for your expert instruction, there's no way I would have grasped the concepts and made these medicines so easily. Oh, come now. Too much humility will make you come off as shallow and overly polite. It was your own knowledge and discretion that proved key to your success. Well, then, won't you give the fruit of your adorant labor a name? Let's call them smolder potions, then. They're a combination of your perfume making techniques and the features of alchemical potions together. A unique blend with that'll go down in history for sure. Oh my, how you flatter me. But you know, the name's not all that different from Smolder Elixir. Well, let's get back on topic. Traveler has promised he'd be the first user of the Smolder Potion. I could use some improvements. Hiccups are the worst. So, could I trouble you to test its effects? Its effects should be more obvious in areas where the airflow is gentle. Heard that Leeway has some domains in which no one sets foot. I'd reckon those would be great testing grounds. Uh, in for one more, in for the lot. In for a penny, in for a pound. Honestly, you've got some. Honestly, you got me pretty excited too. May you have my thanks. I'll remain here for a while longer to continue my discussions with Miss Yinger. I'm sure you'd love to talk with her further. Once I get your feedback, I'll make some improvements to this smolder potion. We'll be waiting for good news from you. There's still a lot more to learn in the field of perfumes and essential oils. Would you like to hear it? Of course. In fact, we could go for days and nights on end, as long as you don't mind, of course. Ah, yes, they will be busy for days and nights on end. Where the hell am I going? That's not the button. This is the button. Oh, I can teleport straight there. Cool beans, cool beans. Yeah. Yep. And
Who's next?
launch went down. Right, you can freely select which floor to challenge in any trials. The potions will let you plan your attack. Each time you finish one floor, the difficulty of the other floors of this trial will increase significantly. Oh, once you reach the trial, the floor difficulty will be restored to the default, and your challenge record will be cleared. Okay, now I fully understand why I was suggested to start with the harder ones. Depends on how difficult I want to make life. On each challenge floor, party can have 4 members in it. If you use trial characters, you will not be able to activate their corresponding. Use trial characters, you will not be able to activate the corresponding elemental resonances. So if you choose save record after completing a challenge, the characters used this time will enter standby mode and become unable to take part in combat. Need another 4 challenge and select save record again to allow characters on standby to once again enter combat. Choosing recent trial recalls all standby characters and all. What? On each floor, the deployed party can be equipped with a maximum of 3 potions. Okay. So, huh? Are stages floors? Accurate sample, strong control group. I mean, they do get stronger as progress, so it's like, do I want to start out strong, or do I just want to start out accurate? I mean, really, it's just like the question. Hold on, what are the enemies I'm facing? Okay, leeway enemies. I mean, I wouldn't think a nuclear stack. Party members attack. 10%, 10 seconds, max 4 stacks. Sure. Elemental burst damage, yo. Elemental burst. I don't care. Elemental bullet. Energy recharge is increased after. Whoa. Yo. I'm curious. No. So 3 potions of any. Academic. Switch standby. So increased by 30 would take. Whereas this can go up to 10. This can go up to between to 40%. So why would you? Burst damage is increased by 20. Elemental burst. Remind me what an elemental burst is. Because there's the quick attack that happen, and then there's the bigger attack. And I don't know which is which. Oh dear. Trial characters. That is the question. Their weapons are still pretty high. Hers, and hers. Yeah, their weapons are all pretty high. Opponent's details. Cryo Geovishap, so I need something electric. Fire. Switch characters all the time. Or vaporize, don't care. Charge attack, don't care. Elemental burst? Yes. Hmm. Active character using an elemental skill. All party members' cooldowns are shortened by 50% for 8 seconds. And every 16 seconds. Huh. Elemental skills. Don't care about defense. I like the ones they chose. Yeah, real quick. Okay, so yes, which So Foul Legacy and then Havoc Obliteration. So there's the quick attack that the characters can do. Beto's better example. Tidecaller, Stormbreaker. So like which one is which? Okay, then maybe. Huh? Hello. Hello. Shao came home. Hello. What is he? Has checking keybinds. Elemental skill is E. Elemental burst is Q. I tap on Q way too often when I'm trying to walk forward. So elemental skill is the quick attack, elemental burst is the big attack. Alright. Elemental skill. Elemental burst is the big one. That's all I need to remember. Yeah. Swirl reaction. Yeah, I'm just going all damage. Elemental burst. Okay. And then. Word user, bow user, or magic user. Put all of my eggs in one basket. Whatever. I'm playing it by ear. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's figure this out. Elemental burst.
With sword comes surrendering will be gentle.
Time for retribution! Retribution!
Come a little closer. Incoming! Cut to the chase!
Burn!
Let's spark things up a little.
Oh my gosh, fuck off.
Time for retribution!
With sword comes shadow. Speed of light. You're in for a little shock. Don't blink. I'll be fine. Nowhere to hide.
Riptide! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Speed of light. Hey! Try not to enjoy this.
Shouldn't let your guard down. Yeah!
Okay. Ah. Right, I have a give more damage, take more damage thing. Right. Cool beans? I got a thing. Jovement. Ah. The Primo Geovish. Is the Primo Geovish this? This is the Primo Geovish. I have to remember to fight the thing. Cool. Cool. Unlocks after 23 hours. 2 days, bro. Well. All right. Okay, yeah, they're on standby. Cool, cool. Oh, I can't use the same. Interesting. Do a burst, okay. Okay, everyone attack up. Alrighty, Roo. Alright, so I need something that can break shields. Okay. Okay. Alright. Something like break shields. So basically a heavy attack either. Let's see. 20. Right now I remember what attack is. Let's see. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. This is such a weird team. Everything running good in the background. Everything's still going good in the background. And music can still be heard, even if it's not overwhelming. Okay. I think this is a good team. Yeah, this is a good team.
To ashes! Written in the stars! Can't handle your dream! Huh! Yeah! Shadows of fate! Ha!
Evil conquering! Worthless! Here! Worthless!
Fate is upon you! Power that ended Python! Back off! Look at you, Foozle! I'm a rock!
Disappear! Here! Worthless! Here! 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 Worthless!
Decided by destiny! Delve into destiny! Eyes on me! Ha! Pew! I'm a rock! Can't handle your dream!
Evil conquering! Here! Here!
Fate is upon you! Power that ended Python! Back up! Sayonara special! Yeah!
Disappear! Worthless! Worthless! Here!
Joe's ultimate attack is pogo sticking.
Here!
Written in the stars! Eyes on me! Ha!
Lament! Worthless! Here! Boring! Worthless!
Can't handle your dream! Huh! Decided by destiny! Shadows of fate! Pew! Power that ended Python!
Evil conquering! Worthless! Here! Here!
Silver, but still. Wait, did I get bronze on the other one? I think I got bronze. Yo. Minimum. Let's see. Oh no. Without resetting the trial. Okay. Working on that. Collect 2 glorious medals. Okay, so I did get a glorious medal. That's going. I mean, I'd have to put it on the easier mode. Still. 14,000 points. Working on that. 18,000 points. That's going to be difficult because yes, I like my teams are like almost never made for power. They're made for the aesthetic. Extreme. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. 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 So you really want to only use one of these per thing. Okay. Mastery. Cool. Oh, no. Oh, no. Anyway, I'm just pretty much using the name that I use. Where's tartar sauce? Hello? Tartar sauce. Where'd you? Oh, there you are. I'm a fool. Where's the 18? Electric. Okay, I need. Oh God. This would have been a good place to have Diona. Well, no, because I can. Cryo for this dude and this dude. This dude doesn't matter, and these things Electro, which is most of my team. Tartar sauce because he's just powerful. Relatively speaking, I do have cryo. How did I forget about you? I'm literally using you on the current with my current IRL team. Goodness gracious. I will say, I love Kaya. Go sit in the corner. And that's the question. Do I want Lisa or do I want Fish? Fish is... Bit of a weird team again. What team? Just look at her outfit. She is here for a party, yo. Yo. I like the little thing on her back. Just the way. Like, she's just adorable. And the little, and her choker app. She's just precious. I love her. Alright.
Orders given. Orders received. Life goes on. With sword comes shadow. Incoming.
No rest for the wicked.
Speed of light.
Oh my god!
Nowhere to hide. Wings of darkness. Come. Change of plan. With sword comes shadow. Go.
Fuck, please.
Yeah.
What the hell is this fish? Not a fish. What universe
Nowhere to hide.
is not a fish?
Don't blink. Midnight Phantasmagoria. Ha! Opening box of Adepti tricks.
Where is those other weapons?
Speed of light. Cut to the chase. Hey! Wings of darkness. Life goes on. With sword comes shadow. Incoming. By royal decree, Midnight Phantasmagoria. I summon thee. Don't blink. Hey, nowhere to hide. I summon thee. Rise. Wow. Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Midnight Phantasm.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light. Don't blink. Nowhere to hide. Fast
mein Fräulein.
Speed of light. Cut to the chase. Odds revealed. Got lucky that time. Nowhere to hide. Incoming. Wings of darkness. Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received. Don't blink. Cut to the chase. Midnight Phantasmagoria. Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Shadow Raven, let night fall. Don't blink. Cut to the chase. Sacred name, fortune preserve.
Midnight Phantasm.
Nowhere to hide.
Well,
No rest for the wicked.
Go. Cut to the chase.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink.
well, I'm just gonna flat out run out of time, aren't I?
By royal decree. Speed of light. Hey! Wings of darkness.
You can run. You can't hide.
Opening box of Adepti tricks. With sword comes shadow.
Goodness gracious. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Don't blink. Cut to the chase.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Incoming. With sword comes shadow.
Midnight Phantasm.
Speed of light. Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Odds revealed by. Don't blink. With sword comes shadow.
No rest for the wicked.
Sacred name, fortune preserver. Cut to the chase.
Riptide.
That's not what I meant
Wings
to
of
do.
darkness. Wheel of life. Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. By royal decree. With sword comes shadow.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Life goes on.
Oh my god! That was so goddamn crazy. Would you stop getting stuck on top of the enemies?
Cut to the chase. Orders received.
God damn, why are there 21 of these things?
Don't blink! Wow. Fast. Oz revealed. Speed of light. Hey! Cut to the chase. Hey! Don't blink. Rise.
As you wish, me.
Nowhere to hide. I summon thee. By royal decree, speed of light. Don't blink. With sword comes shadow.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Go. Opening box of Adepti-Trix. Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. Oz, reveal thyself. Don't blink. Incoming. Cut to the chase.
No rest for the wicked. As you wish, main Fräulein.
Don't blink. That lucky pick. I summon thee. Nowhere to hide. Incoming.
You can run, but you can't.
By royal decree. Rise. Speed of light. Incoming. With sword comes shadow.
Okay, this is not the team. That is not. Right, my traveler. Right, that's where my last electro. My traveler is supposed to be here. There's name with Electro, but I had accidentally realigned her to Animo. I was thinking to myself that something was off.
Yeah.
Windblade.
There we go. The dusty rack. I mean, this is extreme. I have an idea for that, but I'm just gonna. Okay. give this a try. All sword teasers, but that's okay. Keep them frozen and keep them electrocuted. Yeah. Not in this order. There we go.
Don't get frostbite.
Sacred name, fortune preserve. Nowhere to hide. Life goes on.
Cool it.
Speed of light. Cut to the chase.
This moment will be frozen in
Orders given. Orders received. Wheel of life. Bellowing thunder.
freeze. Dodge this.
Nowhere to hide. Don't blink.
Don't get frostbite.
Take this. Go. Cut to the chase. Thunderclap. Lightning slash.
Freeze. This moment will be frozen in time.
Opening box of Adepti tricks. Nowhere to hide.
Cool it. Don't get frostbite.
Speed of light. Hey! Don't blink. Cut to the chase.
Freeze. Cool it.
Sacred name. Fortune preserve.
This moment will be frozen.
Wheel of life. Nowhere to hide. Bellowing thunder.
Freeze. Cool it.
Speed of light. Incoming.
Oh, so sorry.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light. Hey! Take this!
Freeze. Don't get frostbite.
Opening box of Adepti tricks. Nowhere to hide. Life goes on.
Dodge this.
Take this!
This moment will be frozen.
With sword comes shadow. Bellowing thunder! Lightning slash!
Freeze. Oh, so sorry.
Sacred name. Fortune preserve. Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Lightning slash!
Cool it. Frostbite.
Rise. Speed of light.
Okay,
To the
got
chase.
me, but
Dodge this. Freeze. This moment will be frozen.
Opening box of Adepti tricks. Go. Bellowing thunder. With sword comes shadow.
Cool it.
Lightning slash.
Don't get frostbite. Well, neither can I.
Nowhere to hide.
Go on, give me a go.
Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
And if you will,
We've only just begun. That all you Oh, so sorry.
You can't run.
Well, I slipped out.
Lightning flash! Cut to the chase.
Right here.
Right there. Dodge this.
Not quick enough.
This moment will be frozen.
Orders given. Orders received.
Cool it. This is bad. Freeze.
You can't run.
Wow. With sword comes shadow.
Frostbite. Dodge this.
Oh, so
Bellowing thunder! Lightning flash!
so close and yet so far. Okay. All right. Take 2, 3, 4, X, Y, Z.
Let's spark things up. Sacred name. Fortune preserve.
Oh, so sorry.
Thunderclap! Lightning flash! Blitz.
Freeze. Dodge this.
You're in for a little shock. Try not to enjoy this.
This moment will be frozen.
Bellowing thunder! Take this!
Cool it. Freeze.
Opening box of Adepti tricks.
Oh, so sorry.
You've been a naughty boy.
Ha! Thunderclap!
Cool it.
Let's spark things up a little.
Orders given. Orders received.
This moment will be frozen.
Take this!
Come a little closer.
Free to push your luck. Dodge this. Cool it. Don't get frostbite.
Life goes on. Life.
Surrender and I'll be gentle.
Freeze. Ha! Ah! Ah!
Sacred name. Fortune preserver. Bellowing thunder!
This moment will be frozen.
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Dodge this. Cool it.
Take this!
Don't get frostbite.
Try not to enjoy this.
Dodge this.
Lightning flash! Orders given. Orders received. Rise.
Cool it. Dodge this. Oh, so sorry.
You're in for a little shock.
Take this! Yeah! Thunderclap! Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
Let's spark things.
Don't get frostbite. Freeze.
Take this!
Dodge this.
Blitz.
Cool it. Oh, so sorry. Freeze.
Surrender and I'll be gentle.
Opening box of Adeptitrix. Take this!
Will be frozen in time. Don't be a killjoy. Don't push your luck. Just begun. I see through you.
You're in for a little
I freedom. You can't run.
Bellowing thunder! Ha!
Cool it. Dodge this. Don't get frostbite. I will end.
Try not to enjoy this.
Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
You've only just begun. I see through you. You can't run. This is bad.
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Put your back into it.
Will be frozen in time.
Thunderclap!
Freeze. I slipped up. Killjoy. We've only just begun. Freeze.
Surrender and I'll be gentle.
Orders given. Orders received.
Cool it. Miscalculated. Frostbite.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saving it. 50 seconds left on the clock. Oh my gosh. Well, never let it be said that I know what I'm doing. It's method in a madness. What is this? I didn't even look at the difficulty. What's higher than extreme? Oh god.
Think you can get away?
Eyes on me! Brace yourself! This is gonna hurt! Bring it on! Lament!
Worthless. Boring. Here.
I got careless. Suffocate.
Time for takeoff.
I got careless.
Riptide!
Let's play! To ashes! Think you can get away?
I got careless.
You can run, but you can't hide!
Pick the wrong subject.
Brace yourself. Time for takeoff.
We've only just begun.
Riptide!
Evil conquering. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Shut it. Worthless.
Think you can get away?
Back off! Eyes on me! You're mine!
Like I went too far.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Disappear.
What?
Boring. Here.
Time for takeoff. This is Her Majesty's gift. Here we go.
To ashes! Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Got you.
It's not over. Crew.
Bro.
Silver. Oh. Think you can get away? Let's play. Got you.
Good.
Out of my sight. Mirror images disperse like water. Her Majesty's
You can
power
run, but you
flows
can't
through
run.
me. Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves.
Also, why did the thing go way up there?
Let's play. Out of my sight.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
This is Her Majesty's gift.
Oh my god.
Yahoo! Think you can get away?
Oh my god.
Let's play. Yeah. What? Gotcha. Her Majesty's power flows through me.
No time to lose.
Got you. Mirror images disperse like
Oh my gosh, this chick is so goddamn annoying. She's just like a damaged sponge. I do not want to save that goddamn. What the hell? Like everything was fine right up until that very last. Okay. Think. Sugar might be good. I actually don't want Xiao for once. Liked. I'm in beta. There's Barbara. For some reason I didn't like Barbara. Who do I want? Because I absolutely need him. 2, 3. So who do I want to replace? Yeah, sure, Mona. Mona. Yeah, sure.
time for takeoff.
Riptide!
Written in the stars. Power that ended Python. Think you can get away?
You can run, but you can't hide.
Decide by destiny. Yeah. matches. Here we go. Winter glide time for takeoff.
Riptide!
Written in the stars. Yahoo!
Well, neither can I.
Power that ended hype. Think you can get away?
You can run, but you can't hide.
Destiny. Back off! Decided by destiny.
Killjoy, we've only just begun. All you got?
Eyes on me!
Riptide!
Transgressions! Time for takeoff. Out of my sight. Fate is upon you. Let's play!
You can run, but you can't hide.
Shadows of fate. Think you can get away? Here we go. Back off! Power that ended hype. Written in the stars.
Riptide! Time.
Didn't even say anything. God damn.
This is Her Majesty's gift. Delved into destiny. Let's play.
You can run, but you
Mirror
can't.
in time for takeoff. Let me scribe. Decided by destiny.
Riptide!
Her Majesty's power flows through me.
You bastard.
Shadows of fate. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Her Majesty's gift.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Fate is upon you. Delved into destiny. Let's play. Out of my sight.
Oh my god.
Got you. Let me scribe. Her Majesty's power flows through me.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Got you. Time for takeoff. Would a gliding be faster? Out of my sight. Got you.
You should be dead. You have no health. I hate you. Good grief. Yeah, no kidding, good challenge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll reset. Extreme, normal, hard, extreme, fearless. Let's see. This is definitely the one that I need to do in normal. Good grief, this was infuriating. All of these are so goddamn stupid. And these, they're easy. I just need a latte. It's the goddamn Mirror Maiden, so this would be second. Third. And this would be fourth. I'm not doing that right now. Because goddamn. It's just so annoying. I don't know why I'm here. I just always just like look in the shop. Whatever it infuriates me. Goodness gracious. Anywho, not doing this today, but there are other quests. Right, this is a new one, I do believe. And for just casual stuff, this is my team. Almost. Sangonomia's Shrine. And unless I'm being particularly stupid, then I need the keep the moonshine steep. Hello. Hello there. Hey there. Hello there. Tusco. How have your preparations for getting that coral thingamajig gone? Ah, alas, our work has been troubled thus far. You know, Tusco, you can make a sad face as you can make as sad as face as you want, but you're not convincing anyone if you can glancing at us meaningful like that. I see you. So you two have realized the severity of our situation. In that case, I shall hide it no longer. You weren't hiding anything in the first place. We did obtain the key of the moon bathed DPS, and Ikonomiya is slowly awakening. However, we are quite short on manpower, as such our investigations are proceeding at a slow pace. These are uniquely trying circumstances, after all. We do not yet know if relations with Murakami Island will indeed warm. You know I'm only one pair of hands, right? Ah, but that is a different matter. Know that according to tradition, a hero is vital to the process of obtaining the coral. We must set up a base and assist the hero in retracing the paths of our ancestors before finally facing the trial. In this manner, we shall build a steady road to victory. Or was that your plan anyway and you can't carry it out because you lack the people? That is absolutely correct. Not to mention we have seen neither hide nor hair of our most vital character, this hero. But wait, I think I see it now. Yes, our hero has a head of blonde hair. This sounds super troublesome. Paimon doesn't think making this trip is a great idea. But our exploration usually leads to the discovery of rare treasure. I mean, such things would usually be given to our Sangonomiya clan, of course. But if you were to find something, why, I suppose we could simply close one eye in this case. I think, yes, we get along well. Our hero, our gallant warrior, our Beargram, our savior. Does this mean that you agree, then? Ah, well, how could we leave Sangonomiya in such a time of crisis, after all? Wonderful. It certainly seems the method's recommendation by Madame Kokomi are quite persuasive indeed. She even anticipated that you would return to look for me. Sorry, what did you say? Oh, nothing. In that case, please come with me. I would like to show you something. Let us meet at the altar below the area ahead of us. If you can't see it, then just look to the southeast and squint. Southeast and squint. I didn't realize there were Sangonomiya pearls up here. Oh, I hit it. Cool beans.
Yeah.
I think is this the only one? Because I feel like I've seen another. Or maybe that's the one I'm thinking of and I'm just stupid. We call this a key sigil. It was once heralded, but heralded used throughout Economia only resurfaces when the road is about to be open. This is said to be a second set of keys that were sent to the people watching the island when Economia awakens, and our records show that there are a total of 5 types of key sigils. Hiccups are the worst. At the moment, we have found 3 of the 5 on Montezuma Island. We can we can operate them in this manner and return them to their proper places and release the seal. At the moment, we have yes. Remove 3 of the 4. We remove the 3 we found from their keyholes and place them in other locations that are Montezuma Island. This way, the barrier can be restored. The purpose behind doing that, of course, was to prevent children, Fatui spies, Nakuri Islanders, or Outlanders from sneaking inside. You're not in that Outlanders category, don't worry. We're presumably unable to establish contact with the Adventurers Guild, so no adventurers are allowed down there either. Never let them go down there anyway. There are such historical records. When we're looking for a win-win arrangement, you understand. It's always good to have people whose strong suit is exploration around, yourself included. So this means no one's stolen march on us this time, right? Oh, Paimon manners. Well, how should I put this? I doubt that our temporary barrier restoration was completely foolproof. Some did pass between our investigating key sigil locations and removing them from keyholes, so some rats must have scurried in during the intermin. We're short on manpower, so in short, if you encounter any Fatui treasure hoarders, Kiragi, or any of their ilk, feel free to teach them a lesson. Wait a minute, if we go down there, if they got down so easily, what's the point? Risking the moon caked whatever again? Enemy will only awaken if we retrieve the key. Polarity of the key can activate the trial system within. If you did not enter, you will. Either way, please retrieve the key sigils with all haste. Placed. The key sigils are placed at the fin and the heart. As for their 2 altars, they can be found where a line that connects either shrine and wait for you needs review. Cool.
No time to lose.
Hey! Hello and welcome back. No worries, no worries. You were trying to sweat on Genshin. I was trying to figure out left from right. Yo. Nice. Alright, where the hell am I going? Somewhere up there. Oh, all's well that ends well. It's just easier to teleport.
I could get used to this.
You need to go to higher TPs, yeah. Takes me a few more seconds than most people. Where am I going? Yep, that is not it. Hello? Hello? Okay. What the hell? Apparently more on the streets. Oh? Cool beans. I ended up goddamn waterfall. Okay, let's go back up. floated off the edge of the waterfall. Yes, that can pretty much summarize how I play. I vaguely understand what I'm doing. Right, he was trying to dive. It's not in here.
I could get used to this.
Bruh. Huh, that is here. Right. Whatever you feel. Right. Whatever you feel. I don't mind, like, figuring out. Oh, please do not enter an infinite heal stream.
Sacred name, Fortune Preserver.
Eyes on me!
Riptide!
I just don't like their continued existence.
Rise. Enhanced cannon will level 75.
God damn it. There's that infinite heal loop. Oh, you don't. The more you know. I will have you know, I most certainly would have struggled through that for like the next half hour. They're both healed. I hate those things. The chonky ones. Why are you hitting your head? Bruh.
Wheel of Life.
No, I'm just gonna... When in doubt, just teleport out. Oh, there's a treasure chest that I never opened. Minor sidetraction. Tritraction. Minor moan of getting sidetracked.
Absorption test.
Let me try
My blade!
No time to lose. Shouldn't let your guard down.
I want the chest. It's just sitting there.
Go. Animal.
You're mine.
But like that. Probably. Trigger is so fragile. Actually, it started us off.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh my goodness. Like, in case you're wondering what teams I have set up, aside from this team and the main team, I have all of that for two primos, yeah. I have Jean, Fischl, Deluc, Barbara, and then Zhao, Venti, Noel, and Ningguang. Pretty much, there's not much of a method to my madness. One might even say there is no method to my madness. Alright. Zhao Kazuha. Nope, I got it. Use Kazuha to bring them together. Right. It's
No time to lose.
Spaces. Right. Before Kazuha, though, like, that's pretty much why I had Latte. Or Venti, rather. His name is Venti, I call him Latte. But that's why I had Venti, to, like... Goodness, Lady Kaz. Here, Kiki Leaf, right? Yes, I call him Latte. Ancient Altar. Unlock. Bruh. Oh, it was at the side, because of course it was. Oh my gosh. When I first started, I couldn't remember anyone's name. Like, I couldn't remember Tartaglia's name, so I called him Tartar Sauce. Kiki's name was simple. Beto, I just like called her the pirate. Sucrose, I called Sugar. Zhao was the little edgy boy. Luckily, they're not eels. I don't gotta worry about getting assassinated. Yo. Beto. Beto. I I got a lot of their names wrong in the beginning, so I just gave them nicknames. Venti, I called Latte. Jean, I very much remember Jean. I just called her Key. It took me the longest time to remember Lumane's and Aether's names. You have Mona, Diluc and Kaya. I wonder why I remembered Diluc and Kaya. Kaching. Kaching! I think I'm fairly certain I got her name wrong. Ningguang, Noelle, Diona, of course Kaya, Fish. I
I
acknowledge her
created
names.
another universe and founded paradise for I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de
Diluc and Kaya are adopted brothers, yes. That much of their lore I do know. Then we have Lisa, who... Lisa was just so flirty, I got in the habit of calling her the lovely lady Lisa. You have Barbara Cyan, I think, Amber, Yamiya, Kazuha, the Riding Shogun, aka A. You have Sengonomiya, which Shinyan. Okay. I will make an attempt to remember that. And then her I like
Yai Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out respect must be given to the will of to survive hardship. You must prepare for hardship.
she's just so squeaky. I just started calling her the squeaky fish because she's just so squeaky. You have her crow maiden. You have her little little popsicle. I had to pronounce Chinese name in English. Oh dear. You will probably get their names better than me. Oh, also this guy, this dude's name absolutely killed me.
I'm the head honcho of the Arataki gang, and everyone knows my name. Arataki numero uno Ito, here in the flesh.
Like, yeah, like Ito's voice is several octaves higher. I expected his voice to sound a bit deeper than that. And then Albedo, I like for some reason I just have been calling him Albatross. We have Zhongli. He's one of the few archons whose like characters' names I actually remembered. Shenhei, Aloy, Eula, Ayaka, Utao, Glee, aka the Bomb Baby. Ito had 4 voice actors. Oh dear. Oh my gosh. What even happened? What is going on behind the sea? Hi. Glee, the eco-terrorist. Goru, Sei, Goru, 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 Gore, or you, Seiyu, Sayu, Sayu? I, I will have you know, I will butcher any name. It doesn't have, it doesn't have to be Japanese. Oh dear, or Chinese. And then Rosaria, which I've just been calling who I've just been calling Rosie. the poor thing. We have Razor. Oh god. Jinkyu, I think. Toma. Tomas. Yanfei. Benny. Xiangling. And then Yunjin. Toma. I will say, I also just like have a bit of fun just like giving them nicknames. So I've just sort of Toma. Because it's like, I know that I'm going to say their names wrong. So sometimes I'm just like, okay, I might as well embrace it and just like, just give them a nickname. It's it's not wrong if it's a nickname. It's just Loach. Now where to? Over here. I can just keep walking. I'm curious if it's all from the edge. Oh.
It's my lucky
Okay.
day.
I could get used to this.
Struggle. You into the last part of the quest. A lot of fighting going to be happening on the new island. Right, there's a new island. I had completely forgotten. Oh no. Right now, yeah, no. Zhao probably is. I think. Quest is to unlock. Yeah, Zhao is like my most powerful, but still. 18. Okay, that would be. Right, you don't have any artifacts. That's why you were so weak. Okay. Open the shop. Shop? Shop? Which
Where
shop?
I'm from,
Shop
we
shop?
didn't keep moving. We
What's up? Character outfits. I'm curious. What you looking for? Black Cliff pole? Yeah, no, I have a bit. Maintain. Okay, I get 3, but that would be 72. It's crit damage, right? 23 days. I resist. I resist. I will say, I eventually will buy 5 of them.
freeze.
Alright, the weapon that I gave Xiao was this one. Hitting opponent with normal charge attacks has a chance of forming a frost. Better if you buy them now. How so? Oh, not nice. Sweet. Oh? Wait. Like, these? The Black Cliff weapons are going? I very much need to keep up with the times. What am I doing? Three editions. Like, what do you mean 3 editions? Do you mean just like that there's 3 in the shop each time? I saw nothing. were always there, though. Have I just been stupid? Have I just, like, reached maximum? Oh, okay, so there's, like... Okay, so there's, like, a rotating. For the record, I just, like, when it comes to the shop and, like, the weapons, like, I pretty much never have been paying attention. I thought they were always, like, the Black Cliff. Huh. The more you know. Yeah, because normally I'll just, like, pop over here or for the Stardust, and then I'm pretty much just not paying attention. Or, like, I'll stop to see, like, which characters are he. Just got... Oh, speaking of characters with multiple stars. In my quest to get Sheeny. Sheeny? I'm not getting another one. In my quest to get Shinny. Yunshin. What? Wait. Shinhei. Right. Shinhei. While I was trying to get Shinhei, Yunjin ended up at C5. And it's just like, oh my gosh. So many of my, like, 4-star characters. I wish you could sort them specifically by like stars. Because, like, Mario has the audacity. Because, like, 4 stars just eventually go into the blue wish. Like, all 4 stars eventually go over there to the blue wish. So it's just like, as long as you have them. Wait, what? What? Benny. Benny's maxed. See, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, Benny's max constellation. 50% pyro damage bonus. And it's like, pretty much when it comes to wishing, like, no wonder why don't you can't use now. Right. Oh, what I had mentioned earlier. Wait, no, yes. C6. I mean, it's not like C5. Sword, claymore, polearm wielding characters inside Fantastic Voyages. Radius game 15% pyro damage bonus, and their weapons are infused with pyro. Oh, you mean because their weapons get infused with pyro? I mean, that would probably be good if you had, like, a character, an electric character, to then, like, continuously react with. Right, so if you're fighting someone pyro, then it's no good. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no, I completely get that. I will say, like, pretty much the only,
I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, pretty much the only criteria that I've been going for, like, with the groups or with the teams that I have, are pretty much entirely based off elemental reactions. Only except this one, I was just like, okay, well, let's try with no elemental reactions at all. And this was a pretty solid team once I got used to them. I am the most casual whale you shall ever meet. Because, like, I just sort of float around in the background, only occasionally acknowledging the community. Like, and like how you were noticing, like, with Kazuha being like level 70, that's because his, like, not the next group, the group after. Because the next group that I'm going to be working on, like, because,
Flooding and
like, these all are friendship level 8. I'm, I'm maxing out their friendship. And it's also just a good way for me to just play with all of the characters. Like, they're all, like, friendship level 10, except, like, the works on elemental mastery. I remember, like, at the very beginning, I tried. I very much did try to like figure out what the hell it is like is best, like what the best builds for characters are. But I was just like, yeah, no, this is
scheming on an ever
like
grander
I'm just
scale, no
gonna.
doubt.
Hiccups are the worst. But like I was just like, okay, this. That's fine. Yeah. I am, yes. She's level 90. But yeah, I'm pretty much just like working with various groups of characters because like when I first started playing, like naturally I didn't have all of the characters. I only had some of them. And I was just like, well, I need ultimate refills to get all pirate characters at level 90. Alright. Oh my gosh. Like it does take quite a bit of time. Pyro bosses are not as much of a pain as long as you have a tartar sauce. He's a powerful water user. And then this just makes all of his attacks water. Right? Tartar sauce. I every so often I'll forget that I just call him tartar sauce because I've been calling him tartar sauce since day one because I could never remember his name. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's see what Tescaco needs. Tetsuko. Now it's time to release the seal. Here, take the key of the moon-bathed deep you received before. Say that again? Key of the moon-bathed deep. Say that again 3 times fast. You know, sure, why not? Key of the moon-bathed deep, key of the moon-bathed deep, key of the moon-bathed deep. Yeah, okay, it's a bit of a tongue twister. See, Paimon told you it was a weird name, you should consider changing it. Even if we do change its name today, it'll only be important again in a few centuries down the line. Just bear with it for now. Either way, I'm going to begin the ritual now. Alright, let's find an island. Okay, over, child. I will say it also just a bit depends on just finessed by one. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do not have any details as to the nature of Economia's trials, so you'll have to rely on yourself there. If you must blame anything, we should blame stupid traditions that are supposed to preserve mysteries. I wish you good luck. Also, please do not push yourself too hard. Your safety is of utmost importance. Possibly get his E 2 times. Thank you, thank you. Remind me. Thank you. Remind me who's Zinkyo. You're giving me names. I do not know these people. Okay. Betty. Oh, Zinkyu, right! Oh, right! The femboy! No, I do remember, in one of the trials where like you can just where it like gives you specific characters and they're just like, okay, you can use these characters however you want. You can use whichever characters that we give you. Like Jinkyu was one of them, and I was just like, oh yes. Doing good. Why did I? Oh, I, I, com- I completely expected to land in water and was very concerned for a second there. Fish? Yo. Yes, I did see and I did accept. Which, if I can find, that is not. Shinfei! There you are. I just love pretty places. I have been here for 0.2 seconds and I already love this place. Oh, it gets better. The water where it shines. Have you used normal food? Bruh, I scared all of the fish. What do you eat? This place where you bring Gaia. What do these things eat? I started with that, you stupid fish. Sorry, I stopped paying attention to what you were saying. I'm the worst. Terribly sorry. Hold on. Let me. What the freaking hell? Oh god damn you.
Steady now. It's the final stretch. What is it? What is it? Is it another Paimon?
Yes. This is a cool way to enter an area. Like you just follow. Oh my gosh.
So
Flappy
close,
fish.
so close. Stay cool. What is it? What is it? Is it another Paimon?
It is not another you. It is not another pie. It is food. It's not emergency food. They're emergency flapjacks. It's Joe. Joe who?
Yeah, you nearly got him. Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling
I
already.
see. Joe Mama. Hey yo, it's Joe. Joe who? Joe Mama. Yeah, flappy pancakes. They are flapjacks.
You've got it. You got it. Whew, that was a tough fight.
Yes, a classic. Flappy fish. Like, didn't it die in 2019? No kidding. Oh my gosh, it's like there's a resurgence of memes. I remember, oh my gosh. Just for a little bit, there was like
Got him.
a resurgence of like the first memes for like a little bit.
Nice catch.
For Malloray. I will say, I like the first person mode. I wish you could set it to first person mode. That would be a very interesting way.
You've got it. You got it.
What, you don't like Fishing Simulator
That was a
2022?
tough fight.
Alright. I'm just procrastinating. This is economy. It just seems like your run-of-the-mill cave. Keep moving, sir. Sugar's right.
Absorption test. Life goes on.
Alright, let me just get Sugar's health up. She is very low. Alright, alas, tartar sauce. It's not meant to be. Is that you? Hmm? Hello? No. Excuse you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That went right by.
Yeah.
Yo,
Not bad. Not bad at all.
for some reason. Oop. Oh, now I'm down here. Where am I going? Genshin's name is Asuka. Got it. Yo. Interesting. Going. And that one is apparently stupid enough to get itself electrocuted. Oh, it's Sealy. Hello. Did all the claymores? Sure. Like not a wide variety. The bell. Taco. The one that Noelle has. Charged attacks have 50% chance. Right. I had chosen this one simply because it gives extra. Whatchamacallit. Beta laser. Sure. I will say, like, when I began, I used to be very stubborn about, like, which weapons my characters got. It didn't matter the stats. It was all for the aesthetic. Oh my gosh, I used to annoy my cousin so much about that. Noelle scales off defense. That is good to know. I actually don't know how most of, like, them scale and whatnot.
Huh. Where have you been hiding?
Craftable claymore? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, and I was looking somewhere completely different. Build your character. Right. I remember my cousin is a lot more so for like the being efficient when playing a game, whereas I'm more so like 90% for the aesthetics. Alright, he took a while before he saw anything resembling the civilization. Let's go closer and have a look. Yes. But yeah, like, I pretty much have no idea how, for the most part, any of the characters, like, damage output scales for them. Like, I thought it was like a normal game where it's just like, ah, yes, the higher attack they have, the more damage they'll do. But then, like, with characters like Noelle, where it's just like, ah, yes, well, that's not actually the case. The more damage, the more. I can do the quest. I will say I'll do the quest quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. No time to lose.
I'll do the quest quickly and then you can
Not
log
bad. Not bad at all.
on. Sound like a plan? I'll stop getting distracted by every little thing. Like, ah yes, I'll do the quest quickly and then proceed to immediately.
No time to
off.
lose.
What was that? 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's good. What else? What that fishing guy? Oh, fishy fish. Okay. Hiccups are the worst. 5 symbols on this big door must be the key sigils. Have a look around. From what we've experienced in the past, we'll probably need to do something else first. That usually is how puzzles work. Investigate the nearby area.
Yeah.
Okay, this one next.
Yep. No time to lose.
Could you imagine if you had to do these in an order? Like, ah, yes. Scattered. All on the mechanical arrays. Thank you very much. Just fix it. Maximum speed. Oh, I hate the goddamn bobbles. Especially the water bobbles, because they just heal each
No
other.
time to lose.
And I'm minimally efficient.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, sure. Hello! I have tartar sauce. Ready to go. Yo. The whale of the world. Yo. Alright, where did you go? You are that away.
Yep.
There's a teleport marker. wish there was a cross button. That would be so much more convenient. What is it doing? Funky fish.
No time to lose.
Back off! Let's light it up!
You can run, but you can't hide. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Useless.
Let's light it!
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time!
No time to lose. Yep.
There is a path here. Yes, there's one.
Adventure time! Off we go! Let's light it up! Everybody! To ashes!
Worthless! You're mine. All right, now we're talking. Yep, yep.
challenging the world. Oh, I somehow U-turned.
Evil conquering! Worthless!
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Yeah.
Here we go!
Investigate the hidden path.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Power that ended high!
No time to lose. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Worthless. Who's next?
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
Something's fishy. Looks like this is we use the key of the moon base. You're just running around. Paimon never thought there'd be such a huge place underneath Watasumi Island. Our goal is that place in the middle. Let's head in steadily now. This rune seems to be close to us. Buildings seem peaceful once upon a time. Anyway, if there's people, they'll be writing. Anywhere where there's writing in paper, there'll be those hints that we can't even read. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to find several vantage points, most likely just that one. And just be in awe. I've finally. Whoa.
Back off!
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Useless!
Yo.
All right, now we're talking.
Mushrooms. There are ruin guards everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Heading up that way. Hello. Well, right there. Don't mind me. I'm just caring for the little. Where is it? Can't completely just wander off.
All right, now we're talking. Yeah. All right, now we're talking. No time to lose.
It's going full aggro.
Nice. I'm starting to lose count.
No time to lose. No time to. Yep.
He's up there. Oh, no, okay. And once more,
Now I
fighting
just need to
the-
get my hands on the
fighting
rest.
good fight. I've contributed nothing.
No time to lose.
Adventure time.
Yeah.
Disappear! Here! Worthless!
Boring.
Worthless!
Who's next?
Let's light it up!
Ooh, what happened here? Sorry, darling, it's getting very quiet on you. It broke. Just took a second.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. Yeah.
To ashes!
Triangular mechanisms. You don't say. Certain distance attacks can be used to activate mechanisms. These mechanisms will be set for a while. If you find them, turn the damage. Try switching to Evernight. They will fix themselves right up. What? Is attacking up?
No time to lose. Not bad. Not bad at all. Disappear! No touching!
Let's light it up!
Back off!
Multiplayer is so buggy. Genshin tries. But
Not bad. Not bad at all.
where are we going? I am going this way.
No time to lose.
Oh, is it a shiny? What keeps going ding? Yeah, let's just bring some back up to her. Who are not so random.
Not bad. Not bad at all. No time to lose.
Nope, they continue down the path. No idea where they're going. They're just heading. So many colors.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
lot of mushrooms here.
Yep.
Hi, there it is.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Worthless. Boring. Bring it on. Here. All right. Now we're talking. No time to lose.
This would be a bad place to press a button.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
I want one.
Yeah.
The one time that I somehow accidentally passed him.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Huh? Oh, interesting. I mean, it's not everywhere, but... How do I get back? Guessing it is. I do not. After this point that I lost track of them. Need a lot of these things. Up. How is he up?
Power that ended hype!
Shouldn't let your guard down. All right, now we're talking.
How is he up? Oh, there's a breeze that I apparently very much missed.
Yeah.
Good vibes all around. Yeah. Purely platonic.
Yeah. Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Yeah, it's just me. When it's just you, is it really disbanding the team? A moment memorialized. Where are we? When in doubt, back out. Let's see. What is that? Anywho, this. It might have been a single player only thing, which is why I couldn't activate it earlier.
Back off! Animal test 6308.
Okay, I was just supposed to attack it in general. Okay. There it is. Who the hell are you? Uh-oh, trying to trespass, are we? Wait, maybe not. I correct myself. You two must be the heroes who have come to retrieve the coral this time, are you not? Two? So you're counting Paimon too? Haha, well, I was originally thinking that Sangomia's shrine couldn't possibly be so short-handed that they're only sending one person, right? So consider my expectations exceeded. There's actually two of you. I know my way around a fight. I love your gusto and optimism. Good stuff. I hope that by the end of this, you'll count me in the team as well. I'm sure the three of us will get along swimmingly. Let me introduce myself. I'm a researcher who has come to assist you. Call me Enju. My duty is to organize and translate clues regarding the trial to guide you on your path. Ooh, that's nice. You've always had to rely on our own memory to figure the puzzles we encountered. Wow, you know what? You might actually be more professional than me then. I mean, I'm just a scholar. But Tetsuko said. Tetsuko, right, her. Didn't she say that there would be some clerical staff on hand to assist the hero? She did say something like that. Exactamundo. I mean, it would be quite a stretch to expect you to learn Bakia script from scratch. And that's where I come in. I'm here to help translate documents and hints. Any questions? Do you know about the central tower? It's the heart of the trial, a building known as Dianchi Moshi, which also means chariot of the sun. I believe that should be defended by a barrier right now. Its original purpose was to protect the citizens, but at present we cannot enter unless it is disabled. And I can see the question bubbling on your face already, so let me explain how we're going to break this barrier. First, you'll need to find something known as golden brittle. According to related literature, it's a device that is less than an armful in size. Oh, so it's not a rope? The name is simply diverted from one of Brooker's legends. They say that the sun and the moon were moved for the chariots of the gods, and the golden brittle was born as natural treasure. Guys? Oh, right. That's right, Bakusho, the real name of this place. Another realm without light. Bakusho, the place where sin... Hi! The sins piled high in the ever night, only to be cleansed, revealing their true colors. Hiccups are the worst. Also, no problems. You were just like blowing away all the enemies. Outstanding. Free to play for the win. Back to the trial. Back to the trial. The people of Bayuk were saved by the great serpent and thus reattained the light of heaven. They all moved above the depths. Just so you know, that's what the name means, above the depths. Anyway, the people of Watisume achieved Bayuk's facilities after leaving the place. They're free to... No kidding. Oh my goodness, Zhao is definitely a free-to-player's dream character. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I can't imagine. Like, when it comes to games, like, despite me wanting, like, pretty much all of the characters, I'm very much a casual player otherwise. Like, it does not bother me in the slightest that my characters are just, like, doing 2,000 and 3,000 damage on average. Like, I'm just like, it's just a bit of extra challenge. Anyway, the people of Wachisai facility leaving place. As for this place, this is one of those rare facilities, the Library of Baku. The facility. To facilitate future trials, the Golden Brittle was moved closer by. Yes, extra trial. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't mind games being difficult. It's like I kind of prefer it to like, cause like when you finally do like beat a challenging section, then it's just like, yes, it feels all the more rewarding to like pretty much play the game as difficult as it can be. Did you do the event? I did some of the event. Well, technically, I did the event. Technically, hold on. The back of the library to be exact. The surviving golden books, first prize trial. That's a trial guidebook in my sense anyway. How did you get here? So that your hero is yours. Is the rough near road up to the front. Gate the trial. The support staff. We have our own side roads and back doors. Any man. Seeing your soon as man to sink in ain't gonna get very far without the king to me, baby. Well, that's sweet. Plus, it's not as if ordinary people would understand Baku's script anyway. They would be able to figure out the clues. Without the golden bridle, there's no encountering Yakuza improving the secrets where it's eternal night. If you don't trust me, you're free to rough me up a bit, but don't drag me back to the surface afterwards, thanks. As you can see, I'm just a scholar with thirst for knowledge, and this certain tome is found in Bakia. Well, he said this much. It certainly doesn't look like he's trying to trick us. Paimon thinks we can trust him for a while. Alright. Thanks for the token of faith. We've covered the base of the trial with you. Off you get then. The golden brows. So you got a picture behind me matches the topography. Suggests you see it carefully. This man is not who you think. Dun dun dun. I will say, when I saw him, like, my first impression is that he's basically been here since the last hero was here. So, like, a few thousand years old.
Yep.
Is what it would be. Oh, those are key sigils. Okay, so they're not shiny propers, they're discount shinies. But yes. Did okay. Like, yeah, barely. Did okay. I did okay by technicality. Yeah, we're that way.
No time to lose.
Where the
Yep.
Check your map. You have to TP there.
Yep.
It would seem not. Alright, there's this little area. And I cannot go there. Well. Okay.
Yeah.
Sacrifice starter sauce for good luck. This is
Orders given.
that is much
Orders
better than
received.
impressive. That's
We
much
are
better than
advised.
impressive.
Absorption test. Stand clear.
To ashes!
No time to lose. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
It's like, well, not the most efficient team. Like, I have, like, watched other Genshin streamers, and I'm just like, okay, you're clearly taking the game seriously, and I'm just like, and I'm just here being casual. What is funny my attention? It's just telling me about the thing. It has its own laws. You don't say. Alright. Topography. Okay, so I did. That didn't help. I see. Oh dear. Then I best stay away. Oh, you know, like, anyone who's taking this game seriously is going to be incredibly disappointed in me. There's so many characters that I have where it's just like, just mellow. They're half leveled up, don't have any artifacts. Hello? Random light change, okay. Oh, that way.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
It's just an...
Swirl. Mark 2. Animo test 6308. Absorption test.
Back off!
What's that thing doing? I got it. Just takes a bit longer.
Go.
Have faith. I haven't died yet.
Animo test 6308.
Riptide.
Back off!
Wait, are they? Crazy.
Absorption test. Stand clear. Animal hypostasis.
Power that is up!
Let's start us off in electric ball. And then just
Back off! Absorption test. Life goes on.
yes, it just takes a bit longer. Not professional, but who says I was professional?
Opening box of Adepti tricks. Animal test 6308.
Besides, I know how to dodge.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Go. Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Enhanced animal module 75.
I did not run. I'm still fighting this thing.
Stand clear.
Okay, there it goes. Plunk. See? A little bit longer. But defeated all the same. Bro. What even is that statement?
Now I
What
just
the
need to
hell,
get my
dude?
hands on the rest.
What? Oh yes. All that for 10 primos.
Yep.
Where are... Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I know, right? Oh, look at like the sound of that is just so weird. Should put your world level a bit down. Nah. Like I said, I like the challenge. To 7. Nah. What the hell, you stupid plant?
Absorption test. Animal test 6308. Life goes on.
Well, I am technically masochistic, so
Stand clear.
No time to lose. Bring it on.
Alright, now let's reassess the situation. Where the hell is everything? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? That might be a thing. And this is not where we're going. Alright. I'm gonna go find that collectible. Alright, then I'm climbing back up this mountain to find a collectible. I'll see you when you return.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Animal test 6308. Dang, don't break my glasses.
I acknowledge. I will acknowledge. Beto is more powerful with this weapon. Cannot be switched during combat, of course.
Back off!
Whoa, Mark 2.
Eyes on me!
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Rise. Animal test 6308. Absorption test.
Good at dodging that thing. Seems to get
Faster. Stand clear.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I know I saw something. From that. There it is. Damn it, sorry. I got read. But what am I reading? What the hell am I reading? I know the way. Words on lamp. Did I get lost? Even scolding me for crying or so. It wasn't lost. You didn't cry. We're so small thing. It's just the marking for the future. Okay. What's digging? What's Haley Troll's dig? How'd that Haley Troll dig?
Back off!
There was a hole. I'm getting
No time to
How long
lose.
have I been here? Or straight? 3 hours! 3.5 hours. I'll probably run for like another half hour.
No time to lose.
Bruh, just got deleted. Okay.
I could get used to this.
Goddamn little bastard.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Nope, no lantern hit.
Yeah.
Oh. Accident. Yep, that pretty much perfectly summarizes how I do things.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
The golden brittle. No golden.
No time to lose.
There was energy in it once upon a time. It has long since faded. No, how do I get in here?
Yeah.
Right, no, they were talking about some day-night thing. So then we have to come back at nighttime.
No time to lose.
Ha!
Animal test 6308. Absorption.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Power that isn't hot shot!
Stand clear. Absorption test.
Basically nothing. The only thing is I stumbled across the golden thing.
Back off!
Yeah, sure.
Animal test 6308.
Like
Stand clear.
I personally don't mind any hints or advice. I just tend to wing it. What the hell are you doing?
Back off!
Bring it on. All right, now we're talking.
Yeah, pretty much. Royal Tomb. There are 2 rooms of text on this headstone. The first row is the script of Bakia and is unintelligible. The second row is common script and goes as follows. Here lies Isami no Mokio. On his free days, he would go boating, consulting his map of the country. Cool. Say that minor.
No time to lose.
Animal test 6308. Stand clear.
Who's next?
Because has person of elemental artifacts, so farming viridescent artifacts. So that is not well. So Kazuha. Because like the team that I was going to have Kazuha with, 2-piece Viridin, 2-piece Gladiator. Zhao. What do I have for Zhao? I just went all Gladiator for him. Fill this crit rate. Right. No, it's because like crit rate. Like I did go for like crit rate ones. So many crit rates. Crit rate 3%, another 3%. Crit rate another 3%. Give Kazuha the Iron Sting. Is that a weapon? Or wait, what? Ah yes, give him the dull blade. That'll be for the win. Iron Sting. What does he currently have? He currently has Festering Desire. Increase elemental skill damage by 32% and elemental skill crit rate by 12. Can I go to Liyue? I mean, yeah. This place is pretty. The traveling salesman. Nothing important. What's going on? Oh, reputation reward. What? Liyue. Alright. And oh right, you can just like click on a thing and it takes you to the area. I forgot that was a new thing. I like that. They have all of these little quality of life improvements. The alchemist table. What time is it? It's 4:20. Yo. Sing. Oh, are you talking about crafting weapons? Right. I have a love-hate relationship with crafting weapons. Over here? No? No? Where am I heading? You can get a free weapon? Fair. Aha. Yes. Hello. I hear you have a weapon for me.
What should I try this time?
Nah. Dude looks shady. Hmm? Talk to? Really?
Life. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Dude sells snacks. Oh. Huh. Bro. Gotta hit a Kaza. The more you know. Yo. How the hell are you supposed to refine this to like level 5? Upon causing overlosing, attack is increased by 20%. Oh, so it can only ever be refinement rank 1. Bruh. You say, it does go nice with his aesthetic. That means I now have this that can go to anyone. Who should I give the festering desire to? Anyway, that's an issue for another time. Bro, this is a cool weapon. What? I did give him the Iron Sting. Oh, wait. Dark Iron Sword. This is the sword next to Benny's. Oh, this thing! Dealing elemental damage will increase all damage by 6% for 6 seconds. So this is the one you were minting. It's so blue though. He's like an autumn. He's like an autumn boy. I I will have you know. I will screw myself over for the aesthetic. Oh no. Right, now I hear you, I hear you. Probably. Right, no, it's sort of like a better version of this. Once you just, like, upgrade it. I will put it into consideration. Because pretty much all of my luck oh, all of my luck is like, I mean, I finally have gotten lucky, but it's just like, I have so few, like, of the various billets. Like, backpack. Is it here? The billets here. Where are the billets? Are they over here? You have Ayaka. If it's a character, aside from Ganyu, I have them all. The Animo Kai. Ayaka. Who's Ayaka? Koju. Ayaka. Which one's good for her? This is just a cool weapon. Let's see, what was it again? The Animo Kaju. Ew. What now? The bar funniest. Master Shine. Oh. This? The the ammonia. Oh, sword. After casting a successful elemental skill gains one succession seed. This effect can be triggered once every 5 seconds. The succession seed lasts up to 30 seconds upon Up to 3 succession seeds may exist simultaneously. After using an elemental burst, all succession seeds are consumed, and after 2 seconds, the character regenerates 6 energy for each seed consumed. What does the succession seeds even do? Or is it more so because it's attack and base attack? Because that is good. Here we are. Correct! I have no idea what this means. I'm just like, ah, yes. Like, it takes me. What's the skill? Attack and base attack also gets her energy back faster, right? It is pretty as well. Ah, it's for the aesthetic. Let's see. Right. Usually when I go for like when I'm thinking energy recharge, I tend to go for the Favonius sword. Like the Favonius sword is all about energy recharge. Admittedly, I have it on Jean. I could switch it. The aesthetic would be nice. Right, it's not the best for all of them. Like I said, I like my understanding of properly outfitting characters is like non-existent. Like right? Like
Yeah.
pretty much the most thinking that I'll do is like, ah yes, this gives hydro damage bonus. Tartar sauce uses a lot of hydro. This will be good for him, and then just like ah yes, they could shoot. Yes. It's a small AoE for 4 seconds. I will say I do like this bow for tartar sauce. Oh my gosh. It is 4:30. How long have you been going? I've been going for almost 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's 4:30. The last time I ate was like 6 p.m. Yeah, I should probably eat breakfast soon. Alright, let's just waffle over go to sleep. I did go to sleep. I woke up. It's more so like I just woke up and haven't eaten anything. I went to sleep at 6-ish. Like at 6 and then I woke up around 11. Right. Anywho, but like, yeah, feel free to like, cause feel free to help me get out of my stuff. Okay. Oh, that's one of his arrows. Okay. I was still confused at the little streak that was going off in the round. But like, feel free to like on Discord, like just like help send me advice for how to properly equip the characters, because like I don't think this weapon goes aesthetically with tartar sauce, like at all. But I was able to tolerate it because it's a good weapon for him, just like in general. Like base attack, crit rate, like I like crit rate and stronger attacks for tartar sauce, like things like that. So I can get around my weapon for the aesthetics. Like, I mean, if I was going for all aesthetics, then I would have given him Rust. So I bear. Although this one also would have been good for him. But I use his charged attack a lot, and it increases this. But yeah, any advice that you feel like giving, yeah, feel free to give it. I'll listen. I mean, it might take me a bit to actually, like, properly acknowledge. know, right? Like, for the longest time, these goddamn billets, where the hell are they even? Which pocket? But like these billets, for the longest time, like I didn't have very many. Like is all of my luck is like for characters. I fight the bosses like every week. This is all I have. Like sure I've crafted like a few weapons, like case in point the dragon spine thing. Did you give the sigils to the shrine? Not
You
much
know,
recently. Oh, that's probably what it was like. Up here. Yeah, alright, brain running at like 2%. What even was I saying? Oh god, my brain just short-circuited. Yep, 2 for the next. Oh yeah, no, I've been trying to reach level 40 so I can get the silken print. You makes someone understand that? What? I mean, for all that I waffle around, I'm not bad at the game. I'm just not good at it. Oh, shush. Not you. Away.
By the protection of the
Sakura
electro
blossoms. What even? Okay, apparently I have some reputation. Just that you don't know what to do. Yes. I pretty much almost never pay attention to like any game guides or anything. And it's just like, it's like in between like ignorance, stubbornness. Yes, I have many characters. Ignorance, stubbornness, and just like I've seen so much internet discourse that I'm just like completely ignoring like anything that goes on. Oh yeah, no. Right, I was gonna explain that earlier, but like,
If you ever want to trade,
with characters, and like, pretty much I select 4 characters that I think, like, that pretty much is just entirely based off of their elemental abilities. Like, sure. Cause like the next team that I was
Something's come
planning
up?
is her. Where's our archer? A very specific order. Where's the kitty cat? Where's the kitten? There's
The
Diana.
hunt begins!
Diana
let's jam.
and Mona.
This is destiny.
This was the next team that I was planning on. Jo, Kazuha, Xinkao, and Kiki. Right. Cause but like going to how I've been basically leveling up teams is I'll look at like the reactions. Like I know that Electro and Pyro are good, Water and Ice are really good, and Water and Electro are really good. And that's pretty much how I'll base it, right? Kazuha can bring them together, right? And like Zhao is swipe side, yes. And like Animo is just like a good amplifier. Geo is like incredible for defense and things like that. And freeze them with Hydro and Kiki. So like when I chose this team, pretty much it was entirely for freezing, electrifying, and then just amplifying. That's how you use ammo instead of cryo, right? Anywho, continuing, how like I like everyone here, like I've maxed out like their friendship and whatnot, and like I'm working on their friendship. Like, see, they're friendship level 8, whereas these are guys are friendship level 10. Whereas these are like friendship level 4 because they're like in the Serenity pot just passively gaining. And pretty much that's how I decide how when they reach friendship level 10 is when I move on to another team.
Cold beer after a hard day's work. Nothing like it.
Beto is a mood. But yeah, so team-wise, I will say I'll probably be a bit more stubborn. Oh yeah, no, Kaza parties. Temporarily borrowing Kaza for a second. Like I do have Kazuha in the next team lineup, which is Yoimiya, Kazuha, the Riding Shogun, aka, and then Sengonomiya. Oh no. Hey, like, you said your birthday's coming up. Birthday money. Perfect excuse. Absolutely reasonable. Then you can just sit on any Primo Gems that you have, or not the Primo Gems, the currency that you buy. Or you can get, Walking Moons. Yes. But yeah. It's like, I'm not entirely ignorant. It's just more so, when it comes to the characters, like, ah, cringe, bruh. Ah. No, but I can get that. Like, ages ago, like when my parents stopped giving birthday money, like what I did was essentially like I was like equal exchange. I was like, I'm looking to earn some money. Is there anything that I can do for you? Like, try it from that angle. Like, it's not the worst angle that you could go for when you're trying to earn money, when you're trying to get money for like a game, but you don't really have a solid way to. Is like, well, your parents are a solid way, so see if they need anything done. And that's the it's said miniature. Bruh. Oh no. Alright. Yep. I know exactly what you mean. I'm just gonna sort in the new team because this
All
is
right, let's head off.
You're gonna get blocked. Oh no.
More companions! Hooray!
Good grief, she's loud.
The campaign begins.
I hear you, gamer. I hear you.
All is accounted for. Let's move out.
Right. Have to sweat and then save. How the hell do you spell Inazuma? Coming in 2.5. Guess he's... Right, because you got Zhao, which was a banner character, so it's going to be 50-50. I will be rooting for you when he comes back around. Oh, Inazuma. There we go. Hold on. I-N-A-Z-U-M-A. Inazuma. I'm trying to think of a good name, because these like four, I'm just like clearly no, they don't know each other, so I'm just like, ah, yes, they're Hello Stranger. Of course, the OG, like, ladies, naturally, and then Inazuma, what? Because like I had the Mondstadt, not really a strong team, right? I think it can work. I think I think it can work. Mostly this one, again, like electric, ele ugh, electro, hydro, and then electro pyro, and then Kazuha for amplification. It can work. I just have to get good. I have to equip them properly, is what I have to do. Right. Like,
Wind Strider.
or I have to not do that. Right. 5, 4, 3. And then
Illusion shattered.
I shall protect you.
Rest and rebuild.
One with nature.
yeah. Yo. Hmm. You have to keep an eye on when they're in a good mood. Oh my goodness. But yeah, pretty much these are the next two parties that I've been working on, which is why their weapons and which is why they and their weapons are like leveling up. This is the next team that I was planning on using, and then I was going to use these guys. They are. They are never in a good mood. Ah. Aw, you hate to hear it. I'll take your word for it, gamer. I'll take your word for it. Yes. Anywho, I'm gonna say, with that waffling, a character waffling around, I'm gonna end it here. No way for you to get around it, right? Alright, no, yeah, no, I've had difficult parents. It's like, what can you do? You just have to learn to, you just learn to manage, I suppose. Anywho, with that, I'm going to take a break. It's been 3 hours 58 minutes. It's 3 hours 59 minutes. Haha. It's been almost 4 hours. I haven't eaten in like almost 12. I'm gonna I'll catch you later. Feel free to message me on Discord. I don't mind. I might not respond immediately, but I will respond. It's been fun. I'll see you next time.